everybody, and welcome to another edition of Nick and Knarf. I'm Nick, he's Knarf, better known as Frank, but we're coming to you today from Tucson, Arizona. It's a beautiful day, and we hope you're having a great one as well. We're going to be coming at you today with a group that at first I wasn't too crazy about. They were a little too progressive for me when they first started in the very late 60s, early 70s. The group is Yes, as you can probably see on the title, but they grew on me because they're just so darn talented that you can't help but love them. This is a group that sold over 45 to almost 50 million records worldwide, 22 studio albums. They really like to tour, and they've had as many as 19 members in their group over the years. So there's always been a little bit of creative conflict going on. But as with most great talent, you can understand why. People wanted to go in one direction, others wanted to go in another. And Frank's going to tell you some of the great musicians that were in this band.
Well, you got the heart and soul and the voice of Yes, obviously, is the great Jon Anderson, who formed the band in 1968 with an original 5-member group. I don't have all the names of them at hand right now, but with them was always Bruford, was always a part of the band too. And then they've had people like Rick Wakeman be a part of the band, Steve Howe, the great guitarist Steve Howe, who guitars with them here on the Yes album that we're going to be playing.
Relief pitcher for the Dodgers, and he was really good.
And then they've had a number of reincarnations. In fact, the song Nick selected for his choice is off of the newly reconstituted Yes of 1983, the album 90125, with the great song Owner of a Lonely Heart. And Steve Howe joined the band again later on after that incarnation of Yes. So there's been all of this movement in and out of Yes, and this way and that way. Rick Wakeman started his own solo career and had that amazing album, The Six Wives of Henry VIII. But the band has always been consistent, and especially in the early years, they were the pioneers of prog music. Very complex, rich, amazing sounds with incredible guitar work, keyboard work,
drums,
rich
too.
Lyrics, everything, just phenomenal. And in the incarnation of the 1983 and later version of Yes, that became more pop rock driven, a lot of the old diehard Yes fans were really disappointed because they loved their old straight ahead prog Yes from the early 70s to mid 70s. But both incarnations are magnificent and have some great records. I was very fortunate to see Yes in 1987 on their Big Generator tour. So that was a great show where they did material from Big Generator, 90125, and a lot of the early albums too. They're just a tremendous act who've been, like I said, from 1968, inducted into the rock and roll. They were eligible in 1994, but they didn't get in until 2017, and they were inducted by Rush's Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. So that was pretty darn good. They finally made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where they really deserve.
And one of the marks of a great band, as you guys know, is their lead vocalist, Mr. Anderson. As soon as you hear him, you recognize it, and you know who he is. He's got that unique kind of high-pitched voice that just penetrates the airwaves. And he, at first, we used to think he was like Swedish or Norwegian because he almost has this weird kind of funky accent when he sings, but he is so good, sings so well. I wasn't crazy about their prog style. I recognize their great musicianship. It's just that for me, the song wasn't. I like things that just continually have rhythm and continually are consistent. And prog to me is a little bit inconsistent in the way they play. So it kind of bugged me at first, but they really grew on
Some
me.
of their prog is so incredibly wonderful. They have resonant themes that recur, and their music is just indescribable, but everybody knows it when you hear it. But we've got two great versions of Yes for you. First is Nick's selection, as we said, from 90125. He's going to do Owner of a Lonely Heart, their big hit off this album, which was their best-selling album of all time. And I've selected off the great Yes album, which is probably my favorite Yes album, and by name Yes album, Starship Trooper, a tremendous song. This album has so many great songs. It's got Perpetual Change. I've Seen All Good People. Yours Is No Disgrace. A great, great album.
VH1 rated Yes as the number 94 out of 100 top rock bands of all time. I don't know if I'd put them that high. I mean, that low.
I think I'd put them higher too. What a history they had.
I mean,
They're
they
just
got to
awesome.
be in the top 50 at least. Don't you think?
They're great. They're great. But
I mean,
we can talk about that later. But before we start, we want to first thank you for joining us, and please encourage you to subscribe, like, and share. And please leave us some comments afterward. Let us know about Yes, but we're ready to get into it. You ready, Nikki?
It's been a while. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. This is Yes from 90125, Owner of a Lonely Heart. Nick's selection.
Yeah. More cowbell.
You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or lose.
you know, for you songwriters out there, it just goes to show you. You get that one concept going, ba-dum, ba-bum, and then go from there, you know, spread your wings.
I'll tell you, I know a lot of the purists out there who love Yes for their prog. I mean, don't appreciate this guy part of Yes as much, but I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, it seems to me a nice extension of who they always have been with, okay, a little bit more pop, more structure in the song, shorter structure. But my God, the moves of the thing, the voice, the power of the guitar work, the interesting kind of electronic sounds inserted into the song. I think it's just an engaging, this was a huge, huge hit for them. My God, it was.
I mean, they had so many great hits. This is just one of them, but what it shows is their creativity. They're just, you know, very creative, and they wanted to reach a bigger audience. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's right. They paid their dues for a long, long time, and they were popular. I mean, people think you sell out. I mean, I think artists like to evolve. They get to a point sometimes where they need to be something else. They need to reinvent themselves. They need to reinvent their sound.
I agree.
And to keep the creative juices flowing. But what did you guys think of Owner of a Lonely Heart?
Come on.
It's a great song.
You gotta
right,
love that song, right? I mean, the vocals were so pure. I mean, I thought they were just sweet. They were, I mean, he hits those high notes.
Nice production value. It
really was
too.
Now,
Really
a lot of their songs, you know, their drummer goes wild, and this one, he was really tame. I mean, you know, I was surprised, but
it's keeping in line with
a little
who they
bit of
became
keyboard
here.
here, a little bit of crazy stuff, the electronics coming in, but overall, just a well-produced song.
Great song. Great choice, Nikki, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, we're going to have to pause for a second while I change the CD to bring on our second selection, which is mine from the Yes album, Starship Trooper. So hold on, we'll be right back in just a second. Okay, everyone, we're back. Thank you for being patient during our intermission here. Anyway, we're going to get into my choice for today off the fantastic Yes album from 1971. Same year that Fragile came out, apparently. Came out two albums in 1 year or something. Yeah. And this is the first album where the great guitarist Steve Howe joins the band, and his presence is felt throughout this album. Remarkable guitar work. Anyway, the song I've selected, there's so many great songs on this album, but I've selected Starship Trooper. Great kind of a cosmic, imaginative song. And without further ado, let's get into it. Here it is from the Yes album, 1971. It's Starship Trooper.
Shine your wings, forward to the sun. custom ways.
Nice the way it returns. Listen to these harmonies here, too. Right here. Great outro. I love this outro. This builds. Starts getting more layered.
Okay, I got a lot of junk spinning in my head, so let me get it out.
All right.
My favorite part was there was one part, like almost in the middle, where the bass player and the keyboard were playing the exact same thing. You don't see that very often, where a bass guy's going, at the same time that the keyboard's playing that. Secondly, I can tell the production quality of this album is nowhere near as good as later on. Obviously, this is earlier, but
still, it sounds awfully
the
good.
Guitar. My third thing is the guitar work there was just beautiful. I mean, that was really good. Fourth thing is, I don't know how he comes up with a melody when presented with some of those chords in there. I was sitting there going, man, that's a strange melody for those chords.
They wrote such amazing. The thing is that they have such recognizable song lines. Even though they're prog, you can remember Yes because more of their prog music is driven on a fundamental storyline, a music line, okay, that returns. Sometimes it's speeded up, slowed down. They'll play acoustic version of an electronic version, and it meshes in to this long thematic unity over the course of this complex long song.
Yeah, I mean, that part where it came in with the acoustic, I don't get why it's there, but I liked it.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I really
you
liked
don't
it.
expect it. That's what's so wonderful about when Yes is on like this. They surprise you with this sudden shift somewhere, and yet it's all linked together musically and thematically through the whole song.
Now I have a question for you guys because I'm not sure. Was this music in the movie Starship Trooper?
No, I don't think so.
Because that came out. I saw that movie, and I don't remember, if this song was in that. But,
I don't think so. But
so I'm guessing they just called the movie Starship Trooper because they liked the titles.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. That's a good piece of trivia. If any of you guys know that, let us know. Put it down in the comments section. Let us know. But hey, what did you guys think of Starship Trooper? What an awesome, iconic song!
Creative.
It's on. I think I put it on my list of 100 songs over 5 minutes long. It is such a tremendous song, and it takes so many changes and shifts. It is just a journey. It's like a space journey, and it just through different musical styles and forms. It's just wonderful.
How about those harmonies Frank was talking about, where those layers of harmonies? It was almost like he was in a dream state.
Yeah.
I thought, is he going through a suspended animation time where he's kind of like supposed to be suspended animation, and that's why it was getting a little bit different and dreamy and airy and. Anyway.
Just so magical, everything they do on this album and on so many albums, so iconic. But hope you enjoyed our selections today of the great, great band, Yes. Rockers who deserve all the fame and acclaim they've gotten for over 50 years. Yeah, like Nick's saying, please subscribe, like, and share. Tell your friends about Nick and Knarf.
Why not?
We've got over 75 videos now, lots to choose from. We keep making it because we care for your ears, and we thank you so much for joining us.
We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks so much for being a part of our journey today. Adios.